All right, good morning, students, Math 6 students, or maybe good afternoon, depending on when you are watching this video. This video I'm going to keep short. I'm not going to talk much longer after this. It's a review of all kinds of problems regarding proportions and how we can use proportions to solve all types of ratio problems. You'll want scratch paper. You'll want your calculators, definitely, because if you can see the first question on the screen, there's some large numbers, but maybe you can multiply these in your head pretty quickly, but it's always nice knowing that you can use a calculator if you want to. It saves a little time sometimes. But I will be doing, I gotta get my calculator out. I should follow my own directions. Okay, so here we go. This is just a couple of examples of problems. Nothing new here in any of our work. So here, solve the following proportion. We are looking for this unknown value. We're going to gravitate away from factor puzzles. No more finding the greatest common factor. At this point, we're going to use my old crisscross multiply, divide by the lonely guy. The crisscross multiply step is find the diagonal where you have two factors, given factors. They're numbers. This would not be our crisscross step because we don't know this value. So on your calculator, the solution for K would be, we'd start out by doing 6 times 800, and then we would divide by this lonely guy here. He's lonely because he doesn't have a factor pair diagonally. So we would divide by 500. Hey, in Tuesday's video, I gave the wrong answer. It was supposed to be 40 picnics or something, and I said the answer was 15. So today, I'm not going to make that mathematical mistake. I am going to use a calculator. So 6 times 800 divided by 500 equals, my calculator says 96. So 96 is the solution for this proportion. 96 over 6 is equivalent to 800 over 500. Next example, moving right along. Solve the following proportion. Again, we're looking for the missing value of A. We're not going to draw a factor puzzle here. And you know what? That using 8 times some number gives us 18. Well, it's going to be a fraction or a decimal, which we're not really good at doing in our head. So yes, use the calculator. Crisscross multiply by your diagonals. So to solve for A, we're going to go 8 times 12 on our calculator divided by 18. Okay, I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to enter that. 8 times 12 divided by 18, and I get a solution. Oh, that didn't work. 8 times 12 divided by 18. Okay, I get a decimal. That doesn't seem right because I get 96. I'm going to do it paper pencil because it doesn't say, round or anything. I should have a whole number answer. 18. I'm going to think 18 times 7 is 56. That's 126. Maybe it is a decimal number. I get 5.33333. Okay. Oh, I wonder if they'll let you put it in a mixed number. Maybe I didn't copy all of the directions, but if you get a decimal, you're going to have to test this out for me. Enter 5.3 repeating, or better yet, let's answer it as a mixed number. 5 times 8 is 90, and I get 6/18. This is much more friendlier looking than a repeating decimal number because we haven't even studied those yet. I should have a proper fraction here. 6/18. They're both divisible by 6. Divide my fraction portion by 6, and I get 5. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 18 divided by 6 is 3. I think the answer is 5 1/3. So double check, and maybe I made an error when I copy and pasted this problem for this recording. Enter the answer as a mixed number first and see, and I'm sure the program and Get More Math will tell you otherwise if it's wrong. They're really good at telling us when we're wrong. I love these real world contexts. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these names right. I don't know what a umt is or a jugs, but that's how I'm pronouncing them. On the planet Hopped, there are 4 umps to every joog. If Farmer Kent has 80 joogs on her Boondin farm, doesn't matter, on her farm, how many umps are there on the farm? So I always, first rule of thumb, label your ratio in words. Now, as a mathematics teacher, I always like ratios so they look like fractions. So I'm comparing number of umps to number of joogs. And then I'm going to set up my proportion that way. So what do I know? I have 4 umps, 15 joogs. What is the question? The question is, what if Kent has 80 joogs? Well, joogs is the bottom half of my ratio, so 80 has to go here. How many umps? We're looking for this one, and I'm going to use U for umps. Go to my calculator, 4 times 80 divided by 15 equals, I get another decimal number. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to good old paper pencil because I don't have a nice calculator that gives my answer as a mixed number. 4 times 80 equals 320. And then 320 divided by 15 is, this is 2. That's 30. That's 20. 1 5/20, which is 21 1/4. Again, you're going to have to do oh, right here, no decimals. Oops, I didn't even follow my own rule of reading everything first. Use a mixed number if needed. There it is right there. 21 1/4. If you don't simplify the fraction part of your mixed number, it will tell you that you need to enter your answer as a reduced before hitting the check mark. Next example, again, on the planet Frank, there are 7 tots for every yoys. Maybe you like writing your ratio in words as titles to a table, labels to a table. So you can certainly do this, tots to yoys. Okay, oops. Okay, and then go back. Here's the ratio, 7 to 11. So that's the first one. 7 tots to 11 yoys. If the farmer has 100 yoys, so 100 is going to go here. And how many tots are there on the farm? That's the question we're looking for. Mixed number means if you go to your calculator, it's going to give you a decimal answer. But look at this, no decimals. How boring. 7. And just when Miss Grundhofer says I can use my calculator, the Get More Math says nope. So 7 times 100 or 100 is 700 divided by the lonely guy 11. 700 divided by 11. Let's see, that's going to be 6. And that's going to be 3. The remainder of 7, which is going to be off the screen here. 7 and 11 have a greatest common factor of 1, so the factor portion, so 63 and 7/11. All right, moving right ahead. Here I have another one, setting up the proportion. On the Planet Learn, there are 9 choras to every elentries. So I'm going to use C to E for time purposes. And I have 9 C's to every 8 E's. If a farmer has 120 E's on her double farm, how many C's are on the farm? So we're looking for this. Round to the nearest 10th if necessary. Ooh, sweet. Rounding to the nearest 10th. Ah, ha, ha. Calculator. Woo, woo. Okay, so that's nice. Because I just have a basic calculator. I don't have a fraction calculator or what they call a scientific. So crisscross multiply to solve on my calculator. What I'm going to enter to find this value is 9 times 120 divided by 8. And my calculator says it's this, 9 times 120 divided by 8. And I get, oh, of course, now this one gives me a whole number. I don't think that's fair. 135, and please take note of these little gray words. I can label it if I want to, but they're not going to make me. Here's another problem. Nearest tenth. Let's set it up correctly. Yoys to roos. I'm going to use y. Yoys to roos. I'm just going to use that. 12 to 15. 12 to 15. If Farmer Kent has 120 roos, so I know this value in my second ratio, and I'm trying to find how many yoys they are. Grab my calculator, enter 120 times 12, divide by 15, the lonely guy, crisscross multiply, divide by the lonely guy here. 120 times 12 is 1,440, divided by 15 is 96. Another whole number. Shoot. Just when it gets easier, but hopefully it's quick and easy. And last but not least, just a review, make sure you're setting these up correctly. I had a couple of questions. Look at this. This is one ratio. This would be one ratio in your row of a ratio table. This second ratio goes underneath it in the same order, so think of just sliding it over underneath. Each part of the ratio keeps its position. You could do a factor puzzle, but I would, why? Just grab your calculator and to find the missing number, enter 22 times 13, crisscross multiply, divide by this lonely guy over here, divide by 11. I'm going to go do that right now. 22 times 11. Oh, no. 22 times 13 divided by, I got a really huge number. 22 times 13 divided by 11 is 26 is the missing value there. Okay, so I went way past my limit. I promised I was going to stop at 10. So you can end this video or keep it open in your tabs for examples to refer back to while you're working. Today's homework assignment is listed in the agenda. It is 10 or 15 skill points today, or 15 points today to get credit for today's lesson in Get More Math, and that's posted in your Schoology calendar. It's also on the weekly agenda for Thursday, printed in red print. Gotta go. Bye.